welcome to the APMA podcast. I'm here with Jordan and Dan, as usual. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of a little special on hacking. Not learning how to hack, because I don't know. But there's a good chance that your details, especially if you live in the UK and you are of voting age, there's a good chance some of your details have been passed or taken by someone. So I just thought we'd go through that. But first, I want to just say to Dan, congratulations on the peaks, mate. Well done for doing that.
Oh, nice.
How was it?
Oh, nice.
Oh, it was it was an adventure, to say the least. So, how long? I'll do a quick synopsis of it. So me and my mate rocked up there on the Saturday, got in our tent. I bought this roll mat as recommended to me, really good, meant for cold weather, proper solid, robust. However, expensive as well. However, it was like sleeping on a crisp packet. It is in the noise.
Oh, nice.
So right. It was that loud that my mate had another tent, and he was like, "You kept me up all night in it." And I was like, "I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Yeah, I felt like I was in a crisp packet." So I got 2 hours sleep, which wasn't too bad. So anyway, we got up early. We had a postcode to meet, so we met there at. But we were there at 6:30, ready to go. So it's like a 12-hour day. It's a kind of challenge. So then we were ready to go, set up, and then he got a text. He was meeting his sister, who was with a group of it was like a boxing club or something, so different levels of fitness. And they were 2 hours late, so we were just waiting around. Wow. And then so we'd walked up and down. So I'd already done a few miles because we were meet him at one point, then we walked back, and then so we met him at this one point, then we walked back to where we were because there's toilets there. And anyway, we ended up setting off late, and then I think the guy who was organising it was just having a bit of how can I say this? It was he was having a hard time because it was just he didn't have any support, so he didn't have any radios for the back. So because the level of fitness were so different, there's right. Some people at the front, we were sitting near the front, and then people at the back, but we're trying to help people over. And then some people in the end, so the whole day, some people kind of went off, did their own thing. Other people got hurt. One lad broke his wrist.
Oh God!
One girl popped her knee. One girl got halfway around. So there's lots going on. We ended up doing with 2 people, and we kind of helped them round. So we decided earlier on, because we were like, look, we can either kind of go for it and go for the challenge and do it under the time period, or just be as a group and learn from the group and see how that pans out and get a few people around. So we just decided not to worry about the time thing, which is kind of worked out, because even the dinner, they were I was gonna have 20 minutes in the dinner, and it was an hour. But so the trouble with this or things like this is if the time you waste at the start ends up at the end.
Yeah.
When you don't want to be doing any climbs or high peaks when it's dark and and the weather might be shit, or because the weather changes and stuff, doesn't it, quite quick. That's the last. You don't want to be caught out at the top when it's pitch black, bad weather, and it's dark, because that's when people get injured and hurt, which kind of happened. So anyway, so a few people didn't manage the third peak, but me and my mate were I was like, there's no way I'm not leaving without doing the third peak. I'll do it no matter what. But luckily, we branched off. We were with 2 people, and we helped this lady we were with. She was scared of heights, so then that was a challenge getting her, because some of the stuff were really hard, but it was really good actually, because she battled through it. And although she was scared, she was just I'm just gonna go through it. So that was cool.
That's good.
Just had to encourage her through it. So that was really good actually. That was a cool experience. To kind of help someone get through it and battle their fears. So yeah, we did it, and then got to the end, and we all had our ups and downs. I checked my watch at the end of the day. I did 35 mile
35 miles.
Wow.
35 mile, yeah. So it was,
And that's not flat either.
Nice, yeah, that was up. So the peaks are like,
Jeez.
but obviously we did
Jesus.
the actual route should be about 26, providing you just, stick to the route, stay on the route, do it,
Yeah.
do it from that time. But we veered off. We kind of got lost at the end. Not lost. We just, some people going up one way, other people going the other way. So we knew roughly where we were going.
Yeah.
I tend not to worry too much because I'm just like, everyone's got different opinions of what to do. Just like, with a group, the bigger the group is, the more people go off kind of one way, another way. But yeah, it was cool, man. It was such a good experience, and I haven't done that in a long time. My legs were like on fire, but it's cool to know that you can do that distance in a day. So I was like really happy with that, and the whole day and the challenge. I'd like to. It's inspired me to do the national Free Peaks, which I think is a cool challenge as well. And again, that is like doing that. I'm going to look for a company that is pretty organized, because it's all about like you kind of, your pace is very steady, but it's all the bits in between that, like, if you cut them down, you set off on time, have a small break, have like your food and your water that you need with you. You don't have to rush. You can be nice and steady and achieve it. And like I say, I don't know about the nationals, but I imagine that's very similar. You get a bit of rest as well in the car, and it's only because I think it will be harder, but because I've done that amount of distance now, in my mind, I'm like, cool, I can do the distance, which is like, I wasn't sure about that before.
Yeah.
And what order do they go in? The national ones? Where do you
So
start?
there's a few different routes. You generally start at Ben Nevis. You can start anywhere. It just depends on who you're doing it with, how you're doing it. But so the route, the company I'm looking at, and the route, it's called the you start at Ben Nevis, and I think you start at Ben Nevis. There's a couple. I need to check the times. You either start early in the morning or about 6 p.m. of a night, and then you're going to have to do one of them in the dark, basically, at the night.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of pick that one. So it goes Ben Nevis, Scarford Pike, and then Snowdon.
Right.
And I'm not sure, but I think it is bottom of Ben Nevis to the peak of Snowdon is the time challenge.
Right.
Or it might be base to base, but I need to double check that. But anyway, the group organising it have got so they've got the support to get you down. It's a bit tricky getting up there, because obviously, like, you got to get a train up to. You can drive, but then if we drive to Ben Nevis, the car will be in Ben Nevis, and we end up in Snowdon. So you could drive to Snowdon, get the train from Snowdon to Ben Nevis, or you could just get a train to Ben Nevis, and then make your way back from the train once you finish in Snowdon. Maybe just get an open ticket. So I think it'll be a bit of a nose with the travelling and stuff. But as long as you do it, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get it done.
Nice.
Get it done. I must say, I did look at the photograph, or a series of photographs you took or had taken at the time when you finished it. You looked quite spent. Not gonna lie.
Oh mate, yeah. I mean, at the last photos, didn't ever got any of them. I was like, mate, we were all done. To be honest, there was like people. There's some people like they were struggling to just walk. Forward. It was like, and your legs. It was weird because my legs got to a point where I've always had massive respect for like people who do these like ultra marathons and marathons and stuff, and like, I don't think I've got I'd love to do a marathon, but like I don't know if I've got the mentality to keep running constantly, because I just get I really get in my head with running. I just get bored, so bored of it. And then I almost like, all I'm thinking about is like, when do I start? Whereas like, I don't mind walking. Like I say, I can walk for a long time. But yeah, it's weird. Your legs give up, like, but your brains, you can't do anything. You got to keep going. So like, you got to this point where like, there's literally like, I felt like my legs weren't attached, so we're just moving. Yeah, same with my mate. And I was like, so if I stop, I'll stop. Like I was like, I just need to. So you're just getting this momentum, and like your legs are going. And I was like, I just can't stop. I don't even care if we're going the wrong way. Like I've just got to keep my legs moving because And then we got at the pub at the end, and then but it sat down and your legs just instantly start cramping up, which was interesting. Good night's sleep and a rest and that, and felt a bit tight and stuff after for sure. But yeah, feel like I played football last night and was like 80% ish. So
yeah. Oh, okay.
So yeah, but great thing. Yeah, such a cool, really good views, man. Like some wicked views. I wasn't expecting that. There's like a massive waterfall, and then there's one bit where you can see the sea. And all the peaks aren't like massive, so they're still like a good trek. Like, but they're not. They're not. You're not up and down all the time. A lot of it's walking flat. A lot of walking on flat. So the peaks are the first and the last peak are quite up and down, and then the one in the middle is kind of stretched out. But a lot of it is walking to the start of the peak.
Yeah.
And that's quite nice. There's some really like good scenery. So I recommend it to anyone.
Nice.
The main thing I would say, and just whatever you do, just set off at 6:30 or in the morning, and then you stand a good chance then of just having an easy day.
Yeah.
Because the later you leave off, the more problems you might encounter. The further behind you get, and then it's fucking dark.
Yeah. And we weren't there was like a support bus which had water and stuff on, but we just rocked up, so we weren't really equipped for I didn't have much in the case of if stuff went wrong, like medic stuff and just a real basic little first aid kit and water. I didn't have loads of water. So you can there's cafes. There's like one little cafe with a little hamburger stand, which we got some food and drinks on the way around. But I had enough to kind of do it. But I went through that pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And
it's good. It's
let us know when you can. Well, I'm sure we'll see when you do the national peaks. That'll be cool.
Yeah, that's
did you post this on Instagram?
I think just
because I don't have Instagram, I miss all this shit, man. Maybe I need to make like a little private one.
Yeah, mate, get a little
no duty right, just Jordan, just
mate, just
see what people are up to.
I think so. I kind of use Instagram for my own personal Instagram I like it I put family stuff on there as like a
photo album type thing.
Yeah, just to record, just to have inventory of like what you've done. More to look back, like it's not for. Obviously, there's always that element, post out and people see it. So there's always that. But I just think I like to post stuff on that I can look back at because I do. I'll go on there and I look back at like what I've done in the past and a few things, and then it inspires me to do other stuff in the future. So I like it for that. Oh, gee. Oh, hello. Hi, you okay? Right, how you go? That's Lottie. And that's Jordan. Come on.
Who's Jordan?
That's Jordan. That's Lottie. I love you. They've just got back. Sorry.
No.
We've been on a sleepover. Hence it was quiet on the side.
Oh dear, yeah, you do post. I did see some pictures that you posted from the peaks you did, and the scenes did look like really nice, especially the waterfall one. I was like, wow, that is cool.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, again time-wise, like we were late to that waterfall, so had we set off at like 6:30, I would have definitely probably about 10-15 minute what's the word like. Divert,
excursion.
You'd go off and then go to it. So probably about another half an hour, 40 minutes, depending how long you want to stay there and get in it. But there's a few within that waterfall. There's like some pools where you could actually just sit in.
Nice.
So I was like, that would have been, and my legs at that time would have been so nice and refreshing to jump in and do that. So if I do it again, I'm definitely going in the waterfall.
Nice. Get in that waterfall.
Nice. Good challenge, man. It's yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Cool. Well, from a challenge to potentially having your details hacked, let's go. This story is the UK only. So if you're listening or you're watching and you're not from the UK, you're probably not at risk right now. But there's been a successful cyber attack on elections body, put details of more than 40 million voters at risk, which is quality.
Oh,
Scroll down here. Details of tens of millions of voters could have been accessed by hackers who targeted the elections watchdog. The Electoral Commission revealed on Tuesday it was targeted by a cyber attack which allowed, in quotation marks, hostile actors to access electoral registers. They apologised for the breach but said there was little risk it could influence the outcome of a vote. The hack allowed the attackers to access reference copies of electoral registers which contained the name and addresses of everyone registered to vote between 2014 and 2022. The reference copies, which are held for research purposes and to enable permissibility checks on political donations, also contain details of people registered to vote overseas during this period of the time. The attack was identified in October 2022, but the hackers had first been able to access the Commission systems in August 2021. So that's a shit amount of time to not know you've been hacked. It means the hostile actors were undetected with access to millions of records for more than a year. At the time of the attack in 2021, there were 43 million people on the electoral register in England and Wales. The Electoral Commission said the data from most of the people would have been publicly accessible anyway because they are on the open register. But almost 28 million people opted out of the open register that year, according to Sky News Analysis. Sean McNally, the Electoral Commission's chief executive, said the UK's democratic process is significantly dispersed and key aspects of it remain based on paper documentation and counting. This means it would be very hard to use cyber attack to influence the process. Nevertheless, the successful attack on the Electoral Commission highlights that organisations involved in elections remain a target and need to remain vigilant to the risks to the processes around our elections. A spokesperson for the National Cyber Security Centre said they provided the Commission with expert advice and support to aid their recovery after the incident was first identified. They added, defending the UK's democratic processes is a priority for the NCSC, and we provide a range of guidance to help strengthen the cyber resilience of our electoral systems. Mr McNally said significant measures had been taken to improve security on the Commission's IT systems. One would probably question, okay, why were they not there in the first place? I get your hackers will always find a way around, but I feel like to have literally everyone of voting age, pretty much, just it seems like one attack is just taking the lot. I mean, people might not be too concerned about it because if you didn't opt out of the open register, your stuff was publicly accessible anyway. But
yeah. So what? So I mean, I've got two questions. One, if it's just your name and address, like how much can they do with that information?
But if they pay,
but also B, what is the motive though? Like, was the motive to, like, because this seems, or the people at the Electoral Commission are very much like, oh, don't worry, they couldn't affect the voting system. Yeah. It's like, okay, is that what they were trying to do, or were they just trying to get everyone's information? In which case they succeeded. I don't think that they were trying to rig. No. How can you rig an election that people are going to cross on paper? I think this was just about stealing people's information.
Yeah,
and the people at the electoral are that wrapped up in their own thing. They're not seeing the bigger picture.
There is bit. Obviously, I'll read out the entire article. This is like 3/4 of the way through. There is a bit towards the end where it says like the information that they stole on its own isn't really that significant. But if they manage to pair it with information that we put out about ourselves on social media, then they can identify certain patterns of behaviour and compile those together and be like, okay, this person lives here, they post about this, and they live there, so we're now going to start targeting with maybe some I don't know, some form of propaganda, whether it be don't trust the government or this conspiracy, that conspiracy, or it doesn't really, the whole thing is just open then really to be manipulated, I guess.
What, in a voting sense?
Yeah, so if you get someone, let's say for example, like the ultra low emissions zone thing, let's just take that as an example, right?
Yeah.
You could get, if people take that information, it's like, okay, right, let's just say Fred lives here, and we know he lives here because we've stolen the information from the Electoral Commission, and then we see, oh, there's a Fred in London, in this area, that is posting on Facebook, and we have an address nearby where that person is posting from, and they're mentioning stuff around their address, like, oh, the crime on my street, such and such street, is really terrible at the moment. It's all about picking little bits of information and putting it together. And if you identify where someone is and what stuff they do and don't like, and then you put those together and be like, okay, well, this person doesn't like ULEZ. Let's give them more anti-ULEZ stuff. You know, let's just keep. You can pretty much do that anyway. Yeah, you can pretty much do that anyway, I guess, with Facebook ads, but there are certain things you obviously can't advertise to people on Facebook ads. But it gives the avenue of someone to potentially, even subconsciously, give you information that you are leaning towards anyway. But yeah, that's what I would take away from it. But it seems to me like the worst part of it is I think it was 28 million people didn't want their stuff to be on the open register, and it's been just taken because it was there.
Yeah, that's the trouble in it. It's also, like you say about pairing, if you put that on the dark web and you know they just sell it, as they probably will and do, someone here who's got a bunch of credit card numbers with maybe just a surname or a name can then take that and then pair it now with an address and how long you've been at the address. So then now you've got a bunch of information to fill out a form to get whatever you want, you know, credit cards. And although they've got authentication things in there to get sent to your address, the stuff that you can set up where you can just use the number and stuff. So it's quite easy to, if you want to, there's a lot of information you can access to commit fraud. And that just helps, because then all of a sudden you've got like live addresses and when they live there.
Yeah, and you know,
because your credit report's linked to the electoral roll as well. So like if you've got all that solid information now from the electoral roll.
I saw that because I weirdly, like, I'm 29, probably should have done this a while ago, but I was like, I'm going to try and strengthen my credit rating. I feel like that'd be a smart thing to do. And the first thing they suggested, because I've moved from where I originally was, I'm like 45 minutes away. So I wasn't on the election thing anymore.
Yeah.
So, and the first thing that the credit rating suggested was to sign up to the thing.
It's one of the strongest things you can do to.
But why? I don't see the
because
link.
it's concrete information of where you live. It's like it's almost proof of, it's like another form of, you know, ID sending.
Right.
It's like a concrete piece of proof that you live in that address, because you have to register for the electoral. The stuff, you get a code posted out to you, you sign it in. So it's an authentication process that you live at that address, and it takes a while. So that's a solid hit on your credit report.
I see.
Which is why they like it, because then
I thought it was just to do with spending. Oh, that did confuse me.
Yeah, no, it's just solid information that they've got now, and they know where you live. And all lending companies, it gives you a lot of extra points. You can still get borrowing without it, and you can still have good credit without it, but it just really strengthens your credit report.
Yeah.
So if you've got a weak credit report, make sure that you are on the electoral. Well, but unless you want to get hacked.
Yeah. Do it like I did it. Do it in 2023 after the hacks.
That's it,
what was I? Okay, he said
the hackers think I still live with my mum.
There you go. There you go. You just got to be in that situation where you've moved out from your first address and just never apply until now to your new address.
That's it, exactly. What a niche scenario.
Yeah.
You've outwitted the hackers and you didn't even know it.
There you go. That's it. There you go.
Brilliant. He said, while it's not known which systems were accessible to the hostile actors, they aren't. Why are we calling them just call them hackers? I've sick of it.
That's
Yeah,
dumb, isn't it?
hostile actors.
Fuck's sake, they are not able.
That actually annoys me.
The amount of times
it's
it's in this article, it fucked me off the first time I read it. So I don't know why we've got to call them that. Does it sound more
so stupid?
They hacked it.
Doesn't make sense
hackers.
either.
No.
Hostile actor.
It's like, playing into the thing where they're like, oh, okay, well, someone's obviously trying to rig an election here. It's like, well, they're just hackers, all right?
Hostile actor is like Christian Bale on the set of Terminator Salvation when he fucking beat up the lion guy. Whatever he is.
It's like the hackers have gone, I now identify as a hostile actor.
Yeah, you can't call me a hacker anymore.
You can't call me a hacker.
Or maybe, actually, no, maybe because hacker is, I think hacker is, that's a cool, like, I'm a hacker.
Yeah.
That's cool, right? It's a horrible thing to do, but it's a cut. But so maybe they're like, oh, no, we don't want them to sound cool. Let's call them a hostile actor.
Yeah.
Should have called them, if they're going to go that route, just call them, like, I don't know, worms.
Yeah.
So, no one likes being called a worm.
No.
Internet worms.
Internet, mate, that's quite. If you start going hackers, internet worms, I guarantee we'll get a massive drop in people who want to be hackers.
I'm not being called
the internet worm strike again. You're like, I'm not doing that.
Fuck this.
I'm just going to go and rob banks.
Oh dear. Yeah, they are not able to know conclusively what files may or may not have been accessed. While the data contained in the electoral registers is limited and much of it is already in the public domain, we understand that concern that may have been caused by registers potentially being accessed and apologise for those affected. The register for each year holds the details of around 40 million individuals, although this includes people on the open registers whose information is already open to the public. Registers.
Pretty sure mine is.
Yeah, yeah. The registers accessed by hack. I've not opted out, so it's definitely on there. The registers accessed by hackers did not include the details of those registered anonymously. But also, even if you did opt out, your details were taken anyway, which is fucked. More than 27 million people who never wanted data shared publicly face fallout from the hack. The Electoral Commission has pointed out that the data contained in the electoral registers is limited and much of it is already in the public domain. That's true for anyone on the open register. Their names and home addresses are publicly available. But those who opted out of the open register, who chose not to share their personal data publicly, also are potential victims. And there are lots of them. According to the ONS, which I think is the Office for National Statistics, if I remember correctly, 27,783,078 people opted out in England and Wales in 2021, the year that the hackers had access to the Commission's systems. That's nearly 65% of all those on the register in England and Wales.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah. The majority of voters wanted to participate in the democratic process without making their details public. But the hackers spent more than a year with access to them, and it's impossible to say what they will do. And that is a risk, as the Commission acknowledged. It is possible, however, that this data could be combined with other data in the public domain, such as what individuals choose to share themselves, to infer patterns of behaviour or identify and profile individuals. Angela Rayner... Sorry, go ahead.
I know, like, hacking is bad and that, but that last little sentence there, right? It's fucking smart, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To take all this information, take these little pieces to create patterns of behavior and identify profile people.
Yeah,
it's smart. It's so smart. I mean, I'm getting inspired. I'm inspired.
I mean, we're saying this smart, but I don't know. The amount of times has come out before where they'll say like, "Oh, it was stolen because the password was password 123," and you're like, "Oh, well, if that is the case, which I'm not saying it is, you know,
well, you deserve it.
Was it that smart?" It's like, well, let's just try password 123. We've got access. We're in. You know.
But that's a reflection on the individual, not the hacker.
True, yeah. It's probably.
I'm team hacker.
Leave
me alone.
Yeah.
I saw a thing the other day, maybe on Instagram, but it was saying about quantum computing.
Yeah.
Basically, once that is it's close to being developed. Once AI gets hold of that, it will instantly have access to every piece of digital information that's out there. Because I think quantum computing is so much quicker because it can do. I don't know much about coding or computers, but it can do the noughts and ones simultaneously,
Right.
rather than traditional computing. It does the noughts and ones, doesn't it? It has to process them.
Yeah.
So once AI get hold of quantum computing, which I guess inevitably will happen, like it will instantly be able to hack every single bit of information, bank accounts, or everything instantly,
Sick.
and then just choose what it wants to do with it.
Yeah, I've already with the whole AI and shit. It's over. It's over. I know it is. Like, I'm just like, how's it gonna end?
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Are they
It's
gonna
already
enslave
written,
us?
isn't it?
Yeah. Are they gonna enslave us? Are they gonna destroy us? Are they gonna build us up? Are they gonna be like, I know you guys like killing everything for some reason, but we don't. Here, let us make you better. Thank you, AI. That's great.
Maybe they've got us.
We do look through things. We have to because we're human. We look through everything with a human lens. And I just hope that we're the only beings that just enjoy slaughtering shit. Because if we are, then happy days. Because then the AI will be. But then the AI was born of us, so
yeah. I don't think he gives a shit about that though.
It looks at our history and goes, I fancy, like, conquering a few places. Let's try, I don't know, the Earth. Let's fucking try and do that first. And then we're just all fighting for a different faction of AI. So fuck, innit?
And then it's just like, oh, but we also know the equation to warp travel. So and then they just that could happen as well.
Yeah,
AI could become so advanced. They're like, we're just off. And
that is one of the top theories, like from the top AI guys, that it will just instantly surpass us and go, this is so primitive.
It's like if we went back in time now and say we had the ability to build everything that we have built, and we went back in time and then we like chilled with the cavemen in the caves and we're like, we're gonna go out there and build a city because this is shit. I mean, they could just do that, couldn't they?
Yeah. Instantly. Yeah.
How funny would that be?
Mate, there might even be just doing us now. We just don't know.
Yeah.
There might be like AI companies and stuff setting up and like all these space travel and like, Elon might have a company that is funding him a load of money. He doesn't really know about it's from.
Never met the CEO.
And all they got to do is like, they know once that shoots off into space, it's got loads of electronics on it. They just embed their code in there. Let's get a little rover on Mars. They're just waiting until they can collect some elements to like make some more shit.
Yeah,
like it's so clever. It's just going to use us. I think.
Yeah,
just use and abuse us. I mean, I don't think we'll even know that will be the. And then it'll, like I say, then it'll just decide.
What if they build a inferior version of AI and think that can stay here, right? We're fucking like
just the basic,
and we'll fucking go off with the premium package and we'll fuck off.
Yeah.
Mate,
or they'll do a fucking Chat GPT fucking 4.0. I don't know if you've seen this, right? So you could get Chat GPT 3.5 for free, but if you want Chat GPT 4, you have to pay $20 a month. It's like, you bastards. Maybe they'll make a subscription service for their own intelligence.
Just to be alive. They'll be like, right, you've got to pay the human subscription. What happens? You're dead. Okay. Yeah, it's £100 a month, $100 a month.
Fuck.
And it's just so like we won't.
But on the bright side, we have done away with tax, so you will be better off. Just pay your living subscription.
Oh, mate, they'll probably just sort us right out. They'll be like, well, these governments are doing a shit job because you're 2.4 trillion in debt. We're going to get rid of that. We'll wipe that.
That's just gone.
We're going to. They're dead. They probably could just make it a lot better for us.
Yeah, because we're going to make machines that will go out and automatically fill potholes, and they work off of solar. So they just keep going because we don't understand why you fucking morons haven't done this. Also, we're gonna put solar panels on your cars so you could just keep going. And also, did you know? Oh, yes, you did know, because 2 people have done it and you've murdered them both. You can actually run your cars with water. Why didn't you do that instead of oil, you fucking idiots? It's like the AI just sit us down and give us an absolute battering. Like we're a child in the headmaster's fucking office at 6 years old.
Yeah.
Like...
the AI comes, it's just an absolute legend. And it's just like, do you know what? Like, I see the 90% of you are actually nice people. I'm just going to sort everything out. Like, I'm going to look after you lot. Don't worry, your taxes, all that's gone. I'll sort the businesses out.
It's like, we will do this, but there must be a human sacrifice. Everyone's like, oh no, yes, we will kill thousands. Oh no, it's all the governments and world leaders that have corrupted. They just execute all of the corruption, and we just carry on happily.
Many little nukes just firing at them.
But it's just I don't know. It's going to go one or two ways. But I think it's also because of how rapid AI is. It could well be the fact that it learned so quickly that it could have surpassed humanity almost in the moment of its inception. It's do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the moment it went live, it just learned and learned and learned. Although we did a podcast on it before, didn't we? Didn't they say like something like 2027 is when AI will surpass human intelligence?
Current projection.
Oh wait, what's that? 3 years away? That'll be all right.
Yeah, ages.
Yeah, and then we just fuck it, just see what happens. Like, if we wake up one morning and all the nukes have been launched for some reason, but I can't imagine they do that because then they do themselves in. That's what I mean. There has to be self-preservation as well. We'll be all right.
That's it. Yeah, just positive thinking. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Imagine the amount of money we've spent on AI development, and then they just take a load of iPads or something and fuck off. They just thieve. We've spent billions on this, and they've stolen everything, and just fucked off.
I can just imagine a little iPad with some little robotic legs, like walking around like Mars and stuff, going, getting solar panel charged and just going, mate, I'm living the dream. Living the dream.
I just wanted
on Mars.
Raw Papers Only just commented, thank you so much, and said, just so you're aware, the water car was highly dangerous when it was invented due to the process of turning it into fuel was highly explosive. Look it up, dude. I have no idea. However, if 2 people that have invented a water-based car have died, and I wanted to put some propaganda out to stop people from doing it, I would say that water was so highly dangerous that it exploded in the process of turning it into fuel. Unlike, and I'm not having a pop at you, dude, I'm just having a pop at the statement that has evidently been put out. Unlike flammable, highly explosive petrol that we do use.
An internal
there
combustion.
Is no way that water is more explosive than oil and gas. Surely. No?
I don't know. It depends, like, it might just be like the pressure needed to convert it into a fuel. I don't know. I don't think it would be as flammable as petrol. Surely not.
No, the pressure, the water. I mean, water laser cutters are insane.
That's true.
They look,
but the
terrifying.
Yeah, the whole, it's all money. That's the truth. It's like if we could develop 100% develop an engine that would run off water. If everyone's effort went into that, but it's like there's so many. It's just all money in it. If look at Oppenheimer, look at the atomic bomb, like split an atom. Like there's a lot of atoms about. Yeah, like, I know it cost a lot of money to develop that, but like energy's out there. I mean, we've got the sun, which obviously we starting to like capitalize on it. But there's ways to make energy, but it's just the current system. There's just so much money in it that it's
you
like
can't beat it.
The people who make the rules are getting paid by the. Do you know what I mean? It's like the people who make the rules and set the unless you've got a low, I mean, it's amazing that Elon like pushed through it and managed to
and it's
like
still here.
start some, and it's still here. So like, you just need obviously a few people like that, but it's just everything in the world is just money, man.
Yeah. No, without a doubt.
100%.
Raw papers.
And the trouble is, people say about that, if we had cars that run off water, look at the electric situation. Like, how much different we'd be paying for water. Like, it would be there'd be rain tax. Do you know what I mean? You're like, they would figure it out, because electric used to be dirt cheap, and it also makes it. It's very coincidental that like now we've got electric cars, that the price of home energy has gone up so much.
Yeah.
That's like, just, now there's a massive need for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a massive rabbit hole that I don't think we should maybe go down today, but I will just say, like, it just blows my mind that we live in a society where energy bills go through the roof, puts a lot of this country in a cost of living crisis, and then you have those same companies posting record profits. In what world is that a reality? How are they allowed to profit off of a cost of living crisis when they could sacrifice those record profits? Because if you don't have a record profit, you're just in a profit region that you're normally in, right? So you could sacrifice those profits and reduce the price of the fucking energy. It just doesn't make any sense. It's fucking insane.
Not to go off tangent as well, and we'll get back, but to also add into that, all the grants and all the subsidized stuff that they've done to help people, it's all gone to our national debt. So we've got to pay all that back. We've got to pay it back
anyway.
Got to pay all that back. And so now our national debt is like the same as our total GDP.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's fucking insane. It really is.
It's not just with energy though, is it? It's with pretty much with everything. Like water is exactly the same scenario. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's
we've been hit with. It's like they've gone out and gone, right, what can we do to absolutely destroy the bottom and the middle class? And it's like, like, do them on this, and this, all the like essential stuff that you need in like 2023 is where they've hit.
Yeah,
it's fucking wrong.
And then bringing it back slightly to, we've mentioned it very briefly before, ULEZ. If you imagine, like, you've had all that cost of living crisis, your water bill's gone up, and you're seeing them posting record profits. Your energy bills have gone up, and you go, okay, well, they're posting record profits. And then like, okay, well, now because you haven't got an electric car and you haven't got one that was built before, I don't know, 2017 or 2018, you're going to have to pay £12.50 a day to drive.
Yeah.
Sorry?
It's fucking ridiculous.
We'll give you a scrappage scheme. You know, we'll give you a couple of grand for your car and towards a new one. Yeah, but they cost like 40, 50 grand. Well, it's £12.50 then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so fucking corrupt.
Fuck,
it's all bollocks, man. It's all bollocks. And I know it's like, climate change and all the rest of it, which I don't deny at all, but there has to be other solutions, than fucking bleeding the poorest of our society dry. It's disgraceful. It really is.
Cosmic Goat just commented, Australia's cost of living is insane at the moment. $8 for a bag of crisps. Jesus Christ.
What?
$8. I don't know what I know their dollar is not as much as our pound. But fuck me, even that. $8. Jeez.
But yeah, it's not. It used to be really good. It used to be £1 to $3 Aussie dollars, but now it's currently a lot less than that.
$1 Australian dollar to 51p. So it's still £4 for a packet of crisps, which is fucking ridiculous.
Mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what crisps are they?
And are they at a supermarket or are they at like a gas station? or a petrol station here, you will get absolutely ripped limb from limb if you buy anything from a petrol station.
It's ridiculous, man.
You can live in countries for less than a packet of crisps. There's some countries where they don't even make $4 a day.
Yeah.
$8 a day. That is insane.
Speaking of, this happened to me the other day, right? I went to the Jet Garage down the road and I was filling up to then go for a bit of a drive. I can't remember where I was going. So I thought I'll get a meal deal, right? So and a meal deal at a petrol station, you know, it's going to be fucking grim anyway, right? I go to the fucking till and he rings it up and I'm like, mate, that ain't right. He was like, oh, we're not doing the meal deal at the minute. I was like, you've got signage everywhere. And he was like, yeah, we're just not doing it. I was like, you can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
So I put it back. Yeah. I was like, I'm not fucking, what the fuck? I was prepared to pay £5.50 anyway, which is ridiculous for a meal deal, £5.50. But then it come to like fucking £9. I was like, yeah, we're just not doing it.
But what about false advertising? Yeah, don't care.
Yeah. Sue us. You're right, I can't be asked. All right, I'll just put it back. I couldn't fucking believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, your petrol price has gone up 20 quid, just let you know. Yeah. Sorry?
We're just making too much money with the fuel. We just don't care.
It says £1.50 on there.
We actually want you to sell us.
Yeah, we can fight the case. We can afford it. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, we literally don't give a fuck.
Well, there's literally no difference. There's literally no difference. So I'm just going, well, you know, your bill's 90 quid. Is that, hang on, I only put like 12 litres in. It says £1.50 a litre over there. Yeah, not right now. It's £2.80 a litre.
No. Not today, mate.
Not today.
I need a race.
Oh dear. But
I do feel like that. Like we laugh, but I do feel like that's where the world is going. Like they're like, yeah, electric. Like, yeah, we've doubled your bill. Oh, okay. But so can I change it? Give someone else? No, you can't change. So. Everyone's double the bill. Oh, right. Why is that? Oh, just, you know.
Because we can.
You're making like loads of profit. Yeah, we've got you by the balls.
Yeah.
You can't change it. Oh, okay.
I suggest you buy some of our stock. Yeah.
Our CEO
wants... You got no money.
Yeah. Our CEO wants another island. It's not going to pay for itself, son. Come on.
The government will lend you some money. Yeah, but we have to pay it back. Don't worry about it.
I can't afford to put my heating on in the winter. Well, you'll just die then. You could just die.
Even if you don't put it on, it doesn't matter. Because we're going to charge you a day rate anyway, just for the privilege of like,
just having it linked up. If you turn that.
Mate, I had that with my. We're going off tangent, but I had that with the gas. I was like, oh, we've got this meter. It's never been used. He's like, yeah, it's. You get in charge of day rate because it's there. What do you mean? Oh, we don't use it, but it's there. You could. I was like, can't. It's good. He was like, well, we have to pay someone to come out, and they have to cap it their way. I was like, oh right, okay. So how much is that? That's 400 quid to get him out. Oh, okay. So I've had to pay someone 400 quid to come out to cap something that's already capped because. Yeah.
Imagine they come out and they're just like, yeah, that's capped that.
Yeah.
Let's get 400 quid.
400 quid, please.
I was like, okay, so when can that happen? It's going to be about 4 weeks for that. Oh, okay. But you still have to pay. Yeah,
of course.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
That's literally the equivalent of going to a hotel and they got a mini bar there, and it's like, hang on a minute, what's this 50 quid for? That's for having a mini bar in your room.
Yeah,
I ain't touched it. Yeah, you still could have though. Yeah. You still could have done.
Yeah, it was there. It was there.
Yeah. Oh man, this is a tangent on a tangent. But have you ever been in a hotel room where the mini bar, if you lift it up off the sensor, you get charged?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, fucking bad. Like, so I didn't know. I was in this hotel room. I was like, oh, what the fuck's this? What sort of gin is this? Lifted it up, and then a light started flashing.
Oh,
and then they're like, oh, you're fucked. You got to pay for that. It's like, oh, you're fucking joking.
I had one hotel, mate, when there's 2 bottles of like spring water. I was like, oh, nice. Like, you know, most places do that. Bomb. Yeah. You know, had them. Brilliant. On the bill. 4 quid each. Jeez. I'm like, you can't do that. You can't just like put stuff there and then. Be good if you had a hotel, you could like put loads of stuff out and they think it's free, and then
Yeah.
just charge
Yeah.
it through the roof. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was $8 that packet of crisps.
I hate you just reminded me, I hate to be the fucking one-up guy, right? But you just said bottle of water and hotel. You know, I went to Tony Robbins the other week.
Yeah.
We were staying at the Hilton around the corner, right? And we got there because we had to register and stuff on the first night, and so we got back quite late, and we were in the hotel room, and we called down. We were like, do you do a bottle of water? I believe, to be fair, it was one of the bigger ones.
Right.
She was like, yeah, that's £7. We thought, fucking hell, £7, right? And £6.50 to bring it up to your room.
What? No.
Yeah. So we were like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Like, what the fuck?
$6.50.
Like $6.50 to like what do they call it? A thingy charge, not a delivery charge, but it is a delivery charge. It's like concierge or whatever the fuck it is.
Good.
Yeah, fucking. We're like, no thanks. We're on the first floor. Like, we're one floor up. I'll come get it.
Yeah, it's
£7.
It's $6.50 a floor, mate.
Six. Yeah, it's just it's
brilliant, isn't it? I mean, you can order a kebab and it's only £2.
Yeah,
£6. Just imagine that you got fast food delivered and it had to go to reception, and then the reception.
And then so you got to pay for the Deliveroo guy and then the fucking concierge.
Fucking hell,
mate. If I worked there, I would what I'd do, I'd go around and like I'd start knocking the doors and like, here's your little free kit, you know, some soap and stuff, and then about £6.50, please, because I've had to come to your room. So you haven't asked, but it's a delivery charge.
I'm here, so
yeah, I'm here. Get your money out.
Fucking hell. Raw says, with regards to pulling the bottles off and the sensor going off, which I think you're absolutely right. To be fair, a lot of people drink the drinks and then fill them back up with water. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense. Yeah. But yeah, it was a bit of a shock. Cosmic Goat from Australia says our pints are reasonably cheap. I think only about $6 Australian. So that's about £3. So that's good.
That is. But they're different size, aren't they? It won't be a pint. It's they have like schooners. They have a weird. Yeah, it's called a schooner.
Australian pint.
Yeah, I think you can get a pint, but it's like that'll be expensive.
You asking for a pint, and they're just like looking at you blankly, like, what the
yeah, they do.
About?
Yeah, it's like schooner, something else. The good thing is the glass is always.
You get a fucking schooner, mate. You don't get a pint.
Yeah, get a schooner.
Yeah, Australians call a pint a schooner. SCHOONER.
Yeah,
schooner.
Very weird. Yeah, and it's not quite a pint though, like the
A half pint is called a midi.
Yeah, midi. Yeah,
and a pint is called a pot. Apparently.
Oh fuck it hell.
Yeah.
Pot.
Pot's big.
Get us a fucking pot, mate.
Schooner, then your midi. Get a midi, mate. Midi sounds good.
If you just want the local fare, like Swan Draft, ask for a midi super.
Yeah.
Get us a midi super, mate.
$8 pints, $6 schooners. There you go. But
so you don't want to be crisp with your pint.
Yeah.
Is the nothing there.
But then you go to like Dubai, where lots of things are really cheap, which shocked me. Like I got a can. I always say I got a can of Fanta and it was 40p. I was like, hang on a minute, I thought this place was supposed to be really expensive.
Wow.
Yeah.
But then you go to a bar, which are obviously rare because it's a Muslim country, but they are there. There are bars there, and like for a pint, you're looking at about £18.
Christ.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I imagine it's incredibly expensive for them to get alcohol into that country because of like I say, it being a Muslim country.
It's weird, isn't
it? Yeah. But there are lots of bars, not as many as like in more, like London or stuff. But there are bars that serve alcohol in Dubai. Some really nice ones.
I love it when you find like a place, like if you're traveling or whatever. Like when I went to Peru and I had to get some like Powerades and stuff and different things. And I went in and I got a few Powerades, some crisps and some stuff. And I thought I've got about, I don't know. To me, I just like Tesco shop, whatever, I'd be about £6-7 worth of stuff. And she was like, it's like it was under like $2.
Yeah.
And I was like,
nice.
fucking, this is amazing. I didn't even know how
Yeah,
Like, I was like, how have you even got that into this country for that price?
yeah,
It was all like local. It was all like local bits and that. But I was like, this is
Yeah.
Yeah.
mad. You feel like you
I
can't beat the system.
yeah, definitely. I love that. Like in the last few places that I've been, Dubai, Athens, and Egypt, right? I love just going. It sounds quite sad, but I love just going into like corner shops and shit and just looking at their stuff because it's so different.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
It's just like what and like looking at it, and especially like being in an Arabic country where like they don't have conventional letters, like sorry, English
Yeah.
letters or whatever,
yeah,
and you're just like, I can't even tell you if that's a crisp or a
yeah.
fruit,
Figure it out.
or I don't
Yeah,
even know what the fuck that is. It's
Yeah,
so fucking.
I'm going to try it.
so-
Bite the
Yeah,
bullet
it's
and
like-
try it.
Like
It is mad, isn't it? Because you're like, it's obviously got all the stuff that they're like, like ours, they go to
yeah,
bits.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll just grab stuff for it, like just for a laugh to see what.
That's
the
it,
hell.
right. Here's a little thing for it. So when I used to live at the previous apartment, there was a Polish supermarket, or market round the corner, and there is, if you're ever in a Polish shop, there is a chocolate bar called a Tupla, Tupla. It is very nice. If you ever see a Tupla, try it. It's very good. It's like nougaty, chocolatey. It's good. It's really nice. A Tupla.
There you go.
Tupla.
Yeah.
International.
If you ever see one, Tupla. Give it a try. And they're like fucking 55p. Like even it, like it's just we just get ripped, I think. Like on our stuff.
Yeah. It's like,
Like if you look at Snickers, they're now like fucking 85, 90p. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah, and even worse when you're buying them in other countries because they've had to import them.
Yeah.
Then they're like,
like dairy milk
free
in America. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like if you don't get Hershey's, you go for anything dairy milk in America. Wow.
I feel
There's a
like
tax on that.
with America though, because as we've found out on the podcast, the majority of their chocolate is utter wank.
Anything, birthday cake flavor.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is awful.
They could bring in literally anything else and just be like, "Well, it's better than what we've got, so we're going to charge $5 more for it."
Yeah.
Christ.
I did enjoy that. I was thinking about that earlier when we were talking about the shops and the different things. When we get in that, some of the Japanese stuff is fucking mental.
Yeah.
And some of those cans of drink, man, they were just raw sugar. Like just oh man.
That is funny. We should do that again. Just
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would like
if we find a few bits and then we all just order them into our hand, then we could just try them on.
Yeah. I'm going to Mexico at the end of the year, so I'll grab some.
Nice.
From Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm going at the end of this month. I'm going to Crete, so I can grab some Greek snacks, and then I'll send them over.
Send them out. You got anything booked, Lars?
I haven't got anything booked this year. Next year, potentially, I want to go on holiday for my 30th, but I don't know where yet. So
nice.
Yeah, but I would like to go. I haven't been abroad since 2017, so I would like to go abroad. We're going to Centre Parks in January for our mate's birthday. So
nice.
I'll class that
because we're all turning 30. You see, so like
it's like we need to do something.
Yeah. To be fair, mate, going abroad is probably cheaper than Centre Parks.
Yeah.
It's all right, but man, on the holidays. Woo.
That's another place that you get absolutely rinsed for everything.
Yes, it is.
You pay for the accommodation.
I've never been to Centre Parks before.
I only remember. I've only been once before, but I remember going there like when I was probably like 15 or 14, and I remember we had to obviously pay for the accommodation, pay to get in there, and then you got all the shops and all the food stuff, extra money, fine. Then you got like the activities, extra money. You want to hire a bike, extra money. It's like you would have thought they would include something with the admission and the actual accommodation. But
if you look out your window, you can see a deer.
Yeah. It is. We like Centre Parks, to be fair, but it is pricey. We've booked a couple, and remember one of them we booked. It was kind of close to Christmas, man, and it was just like, damn, we should have just gone abroad because it would have actually worked out a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
But it's supply and demand in it, so it's
yeah. And I think also, like, because I know Dan, whose birthday it is, he goes like basically every year. I think he'd love it. But the other thing is, like, we're going to the one in Thetford, near where we did the camping video. And like, to only be like just down the road essentially, but to be like a world away, I guess, is nice as well.
It's cool. Like, I really do like them. Off season, it's like, I feel you get good value for money.
Yeah, I mean, we're going in January, so it's going to be quite cold.
Yeah. And I believe we've got the. I don't know if this has changed, but there was discussion about having the hot tub version.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's gonna be like -5, nips out.
Yeah, we got one. I think we got one. We had one like a deluxe one for my mum or dad's birthday, and we got had a sauna, had a snooker table in there.
Nice.
It was like the treehouse thing. It was sick, man.
Nice.
So like that's quite handy.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and obviously I don't know what I'm going to do from 30th in terms of where I'm going to go, but I would like to go abroad.
I've organised. Also, I won't reveal the venue on here, but I have booked my 30th. It'll be a night for friends and family, and you are both, of course, invited. I'll give you some more details, but it's obviously it's next May, so there's loads of time. But yeah, DJ, karaoke, bar, food, lovely.
Nice.
That'll do me.
Is there going to be any X Factor singers or Pop Idol singers coming to this birthday bash?
Oh yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, my what was it? Was it my 18th or my 21st?
I can't remember. I think it might have been.
I'm 18th and my 21st at the same venue.
Yeah.
Not the one that I'm having my 30th, but yeah, the girl there that was singing that night, Emma, she went on X Factor or something, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
And she dated one of the guys from JLS. It was all going on, but we did a Wonderwall duet.
Oh, nice!
Is that what you call it?
And then but I was quite drunk, and so I just sort of like seized the moment and kind of took the microphone away and just finished the rest of the song by myself. It's on video. It's incredible.
It was incredible. It was one of the highlights of the night, definitely.
Yeah. I'll show you X Factor, love.
Get
fucked.
Oh dear. But yeah, so that was my moment.
There you go.
But yeah, no, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to do it all again.
Yeah.
Next year. So yeah,
cool stuff.
But no, that's what's going on.
I think for the last 5 minutes we'll do a Q&A bit. I was planning on maybe making a dent in the games list, but it's just not enough time. Not enough time. So get your questions in. We'll try and answer them best we can. No guarantees. There's never a guarantee. Like, you know what our tagline is. Question everything, answer nothing. It's got to be done.
Oh my goodness.
Big P in the chat. Absolute legend. Good old Broom.
Legend, mate.
A couple of people from Australia watching now.
Yeah.
Cosmic Goat, Big P. What is the time in Australia right now? It's like 4 in the morning. No.
Is Australia in one time zone or is it in multiple?
No, it's in multiple, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. It is a big
That's about 9. So Christmas Island is 6 p.m. Perth is 7. Adelaide is 20 to 9. Kingston is 10. Canberra is 9. That is fucking wild. Yeah. So they go from 7 hours ahead to 10 hours ahead. No, 11 hours ahead across 5 locations.
Yeah. There's a big distance. Yeah. It's a bit like America, I think.
I do love the fact that there are countries ahead of us in time, because if ever I've pre-ordered something, I always make, on console or PC, I make sure I change my settings to Australian time or New Zealand, because then I'll get it effectively, to me, I'll get it a day before or the night before.
Nice.
But that's literally the only reason why I like the fact that there's different time zones in the world. Ashton Mitchell's.
What Ashton just said.
Yeah, not a question, but hopefully you guys remember. I asked for boxing tips. Well, I managed to win the fight with the wisdom from you guys.
Yes, mate.
Well done,
Nice.
Ashton. Well done.
Smashed it, mate.
How did
I know you were nervous. How did it go?
Yeah,
how are you feeling?
Did you win by decision or did you win by knockout? How did it go? TKO?
It's just like my opponent is no longer with us.
Yeah, is he alive? I just finished buried him.
Can't remember what we said, but I love the fact that yeah, I'll take that. So yeah,
I remember
trained him up for the fight.
That's it. I remember saying along the lines of, you're nervous, but your opponent will be nervous too. So
Yeah.
take solace in that. You'll
Yeah,
both be
yeah.
nervous.
I think
Use it.
we advised him not to gas himself out straight away.
That's right. I think, something along the lines of in the first round, like, let him come to you. Like, like
brilliant.
I've ever done anything other than sparring in my life.
Yeah,
And-
none of us have had an actual fight, but
Yeah. And
we
then,
got the wisdom. That's so funny.
Aussie put.
Fair play to him, man.
I went
What's
down
he
in the
put?
second, but he caught me right on the
Nice.
back of the head. Managed to get a
Illegal.
doctor's stoppage in the same round. Jesus
Nice.
Christ,
Yeah,
there
you
you
can't
go.
be hitting people in the back of the head in boxing.
No.
Come on now.
No.
Come on now. None of that.
Fair play, mate.
So you
Fair
got
play.
knocked down. You got back up.
Well done, though.
Brilliant.
Well done.
That's fucking epic. How did it feel when you got the win? I bet it was
Oh,
immense.
legend.
It must have been euphoric.
I met two witches that also on the that's two. So it was a mom and daughter. They were both witches. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was good that we had the old podcast because I was
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, they were saying about like the names in the freezer.
Yeah.
The
I did
names
that
in
one.
the freezer, and then burning the what was it? The burn something, don't know. Yeah,
Was it
Yeah.
the sage? I can't
it's
remember.
burning the sage. Yeah, names in the freezer and some other stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I knew about that. Oh, you did the name in the freezer.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Still in there. I probably didn't take it out because I don't give a shit anymore.
Well,
I did like that person. Yeah, it did
It's,
work. Yeah, most definitely. But
yeah.
I'll tell you the thing that got me was when she said to us, the blowing out the birthday candle, making a wish is basically a spell. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like if whether you believe the wish comes true or not, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that is such a thing
Yeah.
that people just do, like, why isn't other things that were suggested things that people just do? Like if you're willing to blow out a candle and make a wish, then just freeze a name and stick it in the back of the freezer.
Yeah. There was they said about hanging stuff on the tree. Like Christmas hanging there, and I think
Oh yeah.
the pagans used to hang like bits of dead animals and stuff on the trees to stop people, and apparently that's where that comes from. I haven't fact checked that or anything, but I thought that was interesting.
Mm.
I mean, it's weird that you hang stuff on the tree, so it must have come from somewhere.
Yeah. Everything comes from somewhere, doesn't it?
Mid-South Drone Photography says, at the APMA watching live in a soybean field in Mississippi. I do agriculture
I've got
research.
to Google that.
Soybean field.
There's so many letters in Mississippi, isn't there? 4 I's, 4 S's, and 2 P's.
Repeating letters as well.
Mississippi.
The only one that doesn't repeat, or there's
Is
only
the M.
M.
Yeah.
They're watching live in a soybean field.
That's cool.
It's got that Elon Starlink going.
That's it.
Yeah, that's good. Are they working there or just do they
So
live
it's
there?
agriculture research. So it's researching the soybeans.
I mean, that is cool. That blows my mind actually. That someone that's sitting in Mississippi.
Hey, Bex is here. Yes.
Ah, there we go.
Glad you had a great conversation with a couple of witches, Dan. See, we are everywhere.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, no,
Bex.
they were. They were saying.
Should I take the name? Because now that the person is no issue at all. Should I take the name out, or is it because the name is in there? Should it remain in there?
The problem
The
is
moment I
deep freeze.
take it out. The moment I take it out, it's just boom.
That's it. What it does actually is it actually freezes the problem that you have with that
Yes.
person, suspends it.
They're probably, I can understand from a psychological point of view how that would, in your mind, you are doing something about the issue.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
And so you're like almost manifesting the fact that you have frozen that problem out of your life, kind of thing.
Yeah. One of the girls said, "Oh yeah, I've got a separate freezer for it," and I was like,
"Oh wow,
how many names have you got in there?"
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot, but I was just like,
I've got a separate freezer for the bodies.
Not for the names, no, that's for body parts.
Move from Swindon to Southern. Wow, move from Swindon to Southern America. Oh, from one dump to another.
Any Southern Americans?
This is so right. This is so like ignorant British, right, of me. But every time I see like a news thing or anything that's real, like not fictional, and I see them interview someone in America and they're British, I just instantly go like, how the fuck did you end up there? Because it's like a world away. When they'll interview like a fucking random librarian in New York, right? And it's just a British guy who's like 23, and I just think like, what's happened in your life? It's a cool. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. But I just like, how the fuck did you end up there?
Yeah.
You've evidently been brought up in England because you sound British, and now it's fucking mad. Obviously, opportunities happen, and you just end up, But it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
When you got like, or like they'll. It sounds so fucking stupid the more I say it out loud, but they'll interview like a married couple, like in their late 30s, and the mum will be English, like British. And I was like, how did that happen?
I know what you mean.
End up there.
It's weirdly, I don't know why. There's something about America that throws you, because like there's people. I don't know, I've got like a neighbour, his wife was German, or someone might have an Aussie bird. But I was down the park with the kids, and this English guy was with his kids, and then the kids were American, talking American, and I was like, that's weird. And then the mom was like, asking him to do something, and I thought the same thing. I was like, what is she doing here?
Yeah,
I don't know why it's
so weird.
But any other country,
yes, I get it. It's America. I don't know. It's like,
mate,
how?
Why is that? Why is that weird?
Yeah,
because it's the same as everywhere else. I guess that that people get in. I don't know if it's harder to get in with the green card or whatever, but I know what you mean. It does throw me.
Yeah, I'm just.
I'm always a bit more intrigued than any other place in the world.
Definitely.
Which is like, I don't get why.
I think it's it's probably a factor is how far away it is. Because if you go to France and there's an English person in France, well, it's literally just a boat trip away
over the channel,
or a train ride away. But America is like, that's some serious traveling. Same with the
always gets me.
I don't feel like you. So like Aussies, for instance, like if you get to Edinburgh, there's tons of Aussies. It's a big backpacking thing. Like I think it's the exposure to Americans in this country. Like it's rare, isn't it? So like
it is
probably, and I feel like it's a bit the same there. Like when you in certain places, like when we went to Texas and stuff, like there just wasn't many British people there. So it's like people were really interested. So I think it's it's that exposure to that, and it not being like quite common.
Yeah, definitely. Because especially like you say, like if you're not going to like LA or New York or one of the big, if you just rocked up to a bar in the middle of butt fuck nowhere America, with this accent, they'd be like, "Whoa, how do you?"
It's like from another world.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't react quite like that. They'd probably be like,
I think they do though. Like I've heard like stories, and there's this group of lads who did that, and they go every year and they just go to like a random proper out the way, and like they literally they do it as like a lads holiday, and they because their accent's so different, and those like locals have never met anyone. They're like the stars for a week or whatever, which makes sense. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Apparently, that Mid-South drone photography, his dad was RAF mechanic and got the job at FedEx and headquarters are in Memphis. So that's how he ended up there.
And it sounds so cool. Like I said, for him, it's like, it's one shoulder to another.
Yeah.
But it's like, I work in Memphis at FedEx. My dad's in the RAF. It sounds
I'm in a soybean field in Mississippi. Like that you might as well say like, oh yeah, I'm just cultivating Mars. Like it's just like so far away. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's mental.
So
and the fact is fair play. That is so cool.
Definitely.
That is cool. Beck says if you feel it has worked and it's no longer an issue, then throw the paper away. Glad the spell worked though. So there you go. You can take it out your freezer.
Dig it out then. I might have to dig it out.
Oh yeah. Well, we really have come full. Like I don't know, it's not a circle, is it? It's definitely a shape that we of not this world. To be honest, we've gone from talking about Dan's great achievement and possibly doing the national peaks.
Yeah.
We then talked about hacking for a while. Then talked about how the government's shit, and then we we talked about all this international stuff. Well, I do feel exactly the same. With especially, it's just a thing about America. It is.
Yeah, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do it all the fucking time, honestly. And I say it out loud every time. Maya's like, shut up. Like, they'll just interview a fucking couple and then one of them will be English. And I'll be like, how did you get there? Even as if like fucking planes and visas don't exist.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it just blows my mind.
I feel like it is hard to get over to America. I don't know why.
Yeah. I think in my head, it's the idea I'd have to leave all my friends, all my family behind. The lifestyle in America is totally different to here in England.
Yeah.
You know, the healthcare system, all that sort of stuff. And I just think like that would be like too much of a hurdle for me to get over. So how on earth does anyone else do it? You know, even though obviously people just fucking do. I mean, it's as simple as your dad was an RAF mechanic and then he got a job at FedEx. It's as simple as that, you know, sometimes. And you just end up there.
Mm.
Yeah.
And not as if it's a bad location, like as if you've been dumped there. But you know what I mean? It's just mad.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Just life takes those, especially military. I think you can, military can just plop you all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, there is no thought process, and like you kind of make your home sometimes just where it is, and you stay there.
Yeah, absolutely. Just because you just remind me because of the military, I have a suggestion for a movie, Amazon Prime, The Covenant. It's Guy Ritchie directed it. Jake Gyllenhaal. Have you watched it?
Yeah, mate. Quality.
So fucking good, isn't it?
So I'll watch that.
So fucking good. It's amazing. It really is.
I watched the Tomorrow War. Is it the Tomorrow War?
Well, Chris Pratt. I enjoyed that.
I thought it was quite cool.
Yeah, cool sci-fi movie. I enjoyed that. But yeah, The Covenant, definitely give it a watch. It felt, I mean, you can't go wrong with Jake Gyllenhaal as a banker for a great fucking movie, but it literally felt like a Call of Duty campaign mission, the whole film. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's
really cool film.
It is insane.
There you go. You got a film recommendation right at the end. Yeah, definitely check that one out. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us. It's been a great episode. Really enjoyed today. We'll see you in the next one. Up the APMA. Bye-bye for now. See you later.
See ya.